The fastest way to inform the world that you are no longer accepting the bare minimum is to stop moving like you accept the bare minimum from yourself. No words needed. Hi ladies, welcome back to the Feminine Universe. I am so happy to have you here. Knowing how to ask for exactly what you want is an incredible skill that we all need. But getting more out of life isn't just about asking for more. In fact, a lot of what you receive is rarely about what you say. Many times, it's even more about what you signal. I'm sure you've heard that anywhere from 55 to 93% of communication is nonverbal, and that applies in your social, professional, and romantic interactions. Many times, the women who get the free samples at the shops, the women who get the drinks sent to them, or have the manager sending the bottle of champagne to their table, don't even ask for it. There is usually something about what they are signaling or the way they are showing up that makes people respond to them a certain way. And it isn't just about looks. I will say this until I'm blue in the face. There are women who are absolutely stunning, from the girl next door type to gorgeous celebrities being treated horribly in interactions and in relationships. There is something more to it. There is something that you cultivate within yourself through the standards you live by when no one is watching. And that thing that you cultivate is then transmitted in how you show up, in what you tolerate, and in how people respond to you. And I call that thing silent influence. So if you've ever felt like you're constantly over-explaining, having to ask for the basics, giving more than you're getting, or like people just don't show up for you in the way that you want them to, this might be what you need. Today, we're not talking about what to say to get more. We're talking about how to move in a way where more becomes the natural response to your presence. Sound good? Then let's get started. The first step is to have your own. It is very difficult to walk into a room or to interact with others from a place of strength when you're coming from a place of scarcity. Because when you need something from someone, it shifts the entire dynamic. It takes you out of your power position and it limits what you can ask for. Think about how differently companies treat people who desperately need a job versus how they treat candidates with top degrees or impressive experience who clearly have options. The energy is completely different. One group is paid as little as possible, gets little to no benefits, and is clocked for every minute. And the other group gets high salaries, top-tier benefits, catered lunches, and rock climbing walls. There is just a different kind of energy you give off and a different response from others when you have your own money, happiness, your own plans, life, and connections. And I know that people sometimes think you can fake this energy, but as they say, desperation kind of has a scent. There's something unspoken about it that other people can usually feel. And that's a similar difference between showing up to a date looking like the struggle and trying to order an extra portion of food for lunch tomorrow on someone else's tab versus showing up looking like you could buy the whole restaurant if you wanted to and interacting in a way that says you're just here for conversation, company, and feeling out the vibes, not like you were fiending for a free meal from anyone. The same shift happens in other parts of your personal life too. When you show up to situations like you need something, whether that's attention, validation, favors, or free food, people can feel that. But when you carry yourself in a way that signals you're here because you want to be, not because you need to be, everything changes because you have one of the most powerful, silent pieces of human interaction in your corner, and that is the ability to walk away. This doesn't mean that if you're going to be interacting with people who have more than you, whether that's in a relationship or in a professional setting, that you have to match what they have. But you don't want to be in a totally destitute position. It's okay if others have more than you, but you should be able to provide for and take care of yourself to a reasonable extent. And in interactions, this is largely communicated by how much care, time, and effort you look like you pour into yourself and into your life. Because when you take care of yourself, you come across as someone who is used to a certain standard, and people respond to that. Basically, people treat you differently when they can feel that you have options. And it's easier to move like you have options when you actually have options. This really is the first piece of never having to say too much in any situation. And if this is an area that you want to work on so that you can walk into every room from a place of abundance instead of scarcity, especially financially, write "always have your own" in the comments, and we will get all the way into that. And having your own naturally leads into the next step, which is to lead by example. Let me tell you something. People don't rise to your expectations. They don't follow your supposed rules. They mirror the standards you enforce for yourself. So the fastest way to show people you don't accept the bare minimum is to stop moving like you accept the bare minimum from yourself. Stop looking like you accept the bare minimum from yourself. Stop speaking and walking and interacting like you accept the bare minimum. The way you treat yourself becomes the blueprint to how others treat you. New people will pick up on that and follow your cues, and people who have known you for a while will realize something has changed. You want effort? Put in effort with yourself. If you like flowers, buy yourself flowers. And I don't mean once or twice. I mean make it a habit, because over time, people start to notice. They see how you treat yourself, what you enjoy, and what you consider normal. And instead of you having to ask, one day you might hear something like, "I noticed you always get flowers on Sunday. I picked them up for you this time." That's how standards start to transfer. It's not just about what you say you want. It's what you consistently show you're used to. Because again, people will not just rise to your stated expectations. They will mirror your standards. The next step is don't focus on changing people, focus on changing the environment. Now, this is where I think a lot of people get it wrong and waste a whole lot of time. How do I change my husband? How do I get him to do this? How do I get my friends and family to do that? We can spend so much time trying to change people instead of changing the environment that those people are responding to. People naturally adjust to their environments. They resist being controlled, but they will respond to what's around them on their own. Think about it like this. If someone walks into your all-white living room, sparkly clean, not a speck in sight, they automatically move differently, assuming they respect you and your belongings. They're more careful. They don't want to get food or makeup or denim stains on your white furniture. They're more aware. They're more intentional. You didn't have to say anything. The environment did the work. You created an environment that required certain behavior, and they automatically adjusted. And it's the same concept in your personal life. I like to kind of jokingly teach it to people like this. You don't need to tell or force someone to take off their coat. You just go and turn up the temperature on that thermostat, and when it gets warm enough, they'll choose to take it off themselves. So instead of trying to force people to behave differently or show up differently, focus on creating a lifestyle, a routine, and an environment that reflects your standards. When you start taking care of yourself more, going out more, pouring into yourself more, people around you who care start to adjust. not just because you look better, even though that helps and plays a role, but because you've made it clear that this version of yourself expects better. Don't force effort. Create a space where effort is the only thing that makes sense. And this is usually the point where you start to realize this really isn't about other people. It's about the standards you've been living at and what you've unintentionally been teaching people to expect from you and what they think you will accept from them. And once you shift that, everything else starts to move differently. And this next part is where it really tends to click for people, especially if you've ever felt like you're constantly having to prove yourself or over-explain yourself just to be appreciated or acknowledged. And step 4 is to understand what is valued. A lot of people feel underappreciated and find themselves asking and pleading, not because they don't have anything to offer, but because they're in spaces where what they offer isn't valued. And when you're in the wrong environment, you will always find yourself over-explaining, over-giving, and over-proving because you're trying to convince people to see value in something that they were never looking for in the first place. You don't need to convince people to value you. You need to do the basics for yourself and be around more people who already value your best self. Because in the right environment, the things you naturally bring to the table are appreciated without you having to fight for it. And that alone changes what you receive. So if you constantly feel like you're not getting what you deserve, it might not mean that you need to do more or become more. It might be that you need better placement. I think one of the biggest ways people waste their time in this world is wanting to be seen as valuable or attractive or important by everyone in the world or everyone in their community, and never niching down and finding the environment where they as an individual could be so highly valued. So many women are out here fighting for their lives to get a few likes on social media under their picture from random strangers in this sea of models or enhanced faces and bodies, where what they should be doing is going to those breweries if you're interested in interesting drinks, or tech expos, or real estate conferences, or cooking classes and language classes and fitness clubs, where your interests and the knowledge you have will actually be valued on top of being a woman physically in that space rather than an image on a screen. And lastly, the 5th step for today is to develop the make it happen reputation. One of the most powerful things you can do is build a life that keeps moving with or without other people, because this does 2 things. First, it actually removes pressure. People don't like to feel like your happiness depends on them, and that power can also be misused. They also don't like to feel like if they don't show up, everything falls apart and you're going to blame them or hold it against them. And secondly, what happens, it actually makes people want to be involved more. Because now it's not this pressure where if I don't do this, it won't happen. Instead, it's if I don't do this, she's still going to do it. So the question becomes, do I want to be part of it? For example, if you keep talking to your man about wanting to go to Mexico, and it's clear that if he doesn't go with you, you're just going to go with your sisters or your friends instead of canceling altogether, now he has to decide which version he prefers. Not out of pressure or obligation, but out of desire to be included in your life. And just to be clear, this is not about manipulation, jealousy, or playing games. Please do not go with your sketchy friends that have the questionable reputations. You don't want to compromise the trust in any way. You just don't want to create a life where people feel like if they don't participate, everything gets shut down. Building this reputation of doing what you say you're going to do regardless also makes your requests that you do make land more seriously, and it makes it more likely that the things you choose to ask for or request actually get done. Maybe it's FOMO, maybe it's wanting to feel like they are also moving forward or not being left behind, but people always seem to want a ticket on the moving train. This is about building your own life that is full and fun and allowing people the opportunity to be a part of it, not applying pressure for them to make it happen. In the end, getting more out of life isn't just about asking for it. It's about becoming someone it makes sense to give more to. And that doesn't mean being perfect. It means being intentional. Intentional about how you treat yourself and others. Intentional about what you accept. Intentional about the environments you place yourself in and the life you continue building with or without other people. Because when you move like that, things start to shift. Not because you demanded more, not because you even spoke, but because it became clear that less no longer fits, that less is no longer accepted. And once people can feel that, they won't need to be told. Until next time, ladies, stay feminine, stay focused, and have fun.